Steven, I think they're ready for us. You ready?
Yep.
So, what's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode. As always, of We Got Next. Don't have any things I need to shout out this week, so we'll do the regular. I'm one of your hosts of the show, Hayes, aka Shifty, and with the homie, the GOAT of college football, Steven at Steven_Springs. Steven, how you been? How the quick slants?
Good. Big weekend for the boys. Um, Traveling
Huge.
to Ann Arbor this weekend. I will be there.
Okay.
Man, could not be could not be more excited about this. Big time game for Penn State. Penn State ranked number 10 in the country. Michigan number 5 in the country. Michigan is currently, I think, a 7-point favorite right now. But I do anticipate the boys getting the W on Saturday as always. Going out there with my brother-in-law BJ, my uncle Jeff, and another guy we tailgate with. So very excited.
Good.
It's a quick little thing about Michigan Stadium. Ann Arbor is a cool
Huge.
place. It's a great college town. People are pretty they're genuinely pretty nice people out there. You have your schmucks, but you have that in every college town, every fan base.
Mm-hmm.
Stadium itself is dope. It's definitely a bucket list for college football fans. It's not that loud though. It's loud because it's 107,000 people or 110,000 people, pretty consistently. But it's only when you get there, you don't realize that it's stadium seating all the way around, like bench seating all the way around. There's
Yeah.
no chairback, so you have to bring your own. I think there's like luxury or not luxury, but like suites or whatever that have them, but not many in like handicap or whatever. Um, but it's benches all the way around, so they can squeeze in like 114,000 people in there. It's
That's
nuts.
yeah.
But it's only like I think like 75% of it is in ground. So like it's only like
Wow.
if you drive up to it, all you see is like 20 rows above ground. So it's a pretty cool stadium. I've been there a handful of times. There's a golf course right across the street that people tailgate on. And it's dope. I mean, it's a college football environment. It's awesome. So very excited about going out there. Big game again for the boys. Um, the last time, this is a crazy stat that I meant to mention on the quick slants, which by the way will be out tomorrow night, 8:30, same time as always. Um, the last time, and this is a very unfortunate stat for Penn State, but the last time Penn State beat a top 5 team on the road was 1994. So it's been a minute.
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah.
94 against Michigan in Ann Arbor, obviously. Penn State was 5-0 coming into that game as they are this year. And it was October 15th, as it is going to be this year.
Dang.
And Penn State was coming off a bye that year in 94 as they are this year. So everything lines up. Like I don't believe in that, that extra level of like things lining up for this game for us to win. But I'm putting all my eggs in one basket for this game. Like your boys amped. I took off on Friday. Me and BJ flying out on Friday.
Dang.
So took the day off. Um, yeah, man, we booked this trip in July. Um,
Mm-hmm.
like flights and hotels and everything. And just got tickets. But yeah, I'm pumped. This is gonna be a good trip with the homies.
So I'm looking forward to it. I'll probably be on the plane at that point for my travel, so I will be watching the game whenever I can watch it. So good luck with that. Safe travels for
Yep.
you on your end. I will say, and a lot of people have, I probably brought this up before, but a lot of people have bad memories or bad thoughts when it comes to marrying and then having to deal with like brother-in-laws, sister-in-laws, like in-laws. Steven honestly has it pretty damn
Yeah,
good.
I
Like
do.
he
I
really
do.
does.
I do.
And like his brother-in-law he has isn't just like, oh great, it's the brother-in-law. No, like he's someone that Steven clearly, because if you ever met Steven, he'll walk off and then I'll end up being talking to like his brother-in-law, and it's still perfectly fine. Like whenever I end up seeing him, it's just like on site. So I do have to
It's
shout
also
out to
one of those
BJ.
things where, and you've like we all have these like friends or like you meet people, whatever. Like it's, I mean, obviously we can talk about other things that are not sports related, but like when it comes
Mm-hmm.
to like sports, what we know best,
Yeah.
that's what we like to talk about. And BJ has the same level of sports knowledge and
Mm-hmm.
like can conversate like that, like we can. So
Mm-hmm.
it makes it a lot easier. He's a diehard Jets fan, Yankees. He's from Long Island, so big New York sports guy, so he knows some successes of winning, but he's a Jets
That's
are
the real
his
reason we get along.
right. The Jets are his number one team, so he's kind of in the pitfalls of things right now. So
Mhm.
he came on board to Penn State, I think in 2016 when we won the Big Ten championship. So he was on the come up then. So he knows a little bit of taste of winning, but yeah, just the sports conversation makes things so much better when you're talking to people. And like
Exactly. It does.
there's some sports fans at the bus stop when I take the kids to the bus in the morning, and the dude tries to talk to me about Penn State football, and oh, who they got this weekend? Oh, where are they ranked? Oh,
That's
when's
what
the
they
bye
do.
week? Or don't talk to me if you don't know these things.
I know.
Like, don't talk to me if you know these things. So yeah, the whole conversation about sports is makes things so much easier to talk to people.
Yeah.
So much easier.
Oh, it absolutely does. So I wanted to end up bringing that up because the quick slants are going to be good just hearing Steven's stories. Going over before I segue into like crypto and finance, as we always do, I normally end up saying shout out and stuff, but this week I have to give a really big thank you to everybody that listened to the spaces on Monday. I would have never expected. I think I woke up the next day because we maybe had like 100 people or so that listened to the space. That woke up the next day. It was 850 people that had listened.
Dang.
And then I looked today, it said 930. And so I really, truly
Hands
have
on
to
the come
say
up.
thank you. I know I really have to say thank you to everybody that listened to that one as well. The other big thing is Steven and I were talking about some things that we have in the works. On the back end, something else I wanted to bring up is I've been on one of the spaces we had Moonshine Canines, and they focus on what whiskey. That's their big thing. And apparently some people that have sampled their whiskey so far said it is better than Jameson. So instantly my brain went like boom. And then they said a part of it, they're going to choose around like 50 people that end up sampling their whiskey. So they're going to ship them a bottle of their whiskey to end up trying it. So I was like, all right, you know what? I had to go hit up the homies. So I'll let you guys know if they end up announcing me as one of them. I try to keep in contact with them all the time. I told them as well. They said they're going to start doing subscriptions as well. Like monthly, they'll ship out bottles of whiskey. So if I could be a part of any of this, I told them straight up, I was like, on every single show, I will just take shots and just start sipping on it. If y'all can give me it, I will for sure do it. So wanted to end up saying thank you because Moonshine Canines was one of the ones that were on that spaces that did well. Circling into things that hit home, the first thing I do have to bring up is Meta. So everyone knows about Meta, aka Facebook. They have a new one of their headsets called the MetaQuest Pro VR, and it is going to be selling for $1,500 when it comes out. This this technology is only going to get crazy.
Excuse me. What did you just say?
$1,500 for the new Meta Pro when it comes out, which is insane for the price of that one. I can only imagine what's going to end up happening as we go forward in these markets. Then continuing forward, wholesale prices have rose to 0.4%, which is more than September expected. The importance of that is it sounds like it's not a lot by it being 0.4%, but that is a huge amount when you focus in and factor in what all is included in that percentage. So that's just not like, oh, Costco went up 0.4%. It's all the different makers that ship things wholesale, that price things wholesale, in that nature. So I just wanted to bring that up as we continue to watch the prices of things go up. Of course, we all know what happened with OPEC and like gas prices too going back up. What you got?
When you're done, I want to talk about our potential sponsor because I actually
Yes.
got it. I got it in the mail yesterday.
Okay.
So I'll share my screen, show the website, and then we'll talk about what people can do. So you
Perfect.
can finish up and I'll jump into it.
So the other thing I do want to do, I said my thank you earlier, but I gotta say shout out because I'll see some of them on the weekend. So the Digital Innovation Summit is happening right now, October 12th and October 13th, 2022, clearly in Las Vegas. I'm not there, I'm still at home, but I will be seeing some of those homies probably this weekend, if anything. Super hyped to end up seeing what everyone ends up saying and doing. Okay, super hyped to see what everyone says and does. In Vegas, I've been hearing about some of the people and the homies that I saw in New York talking about they're losing money and stuff like that. Another thing you have to notice is the NFT market has been going down in Solana. Why? Because everybody out there in Vegas. So clearly they're not buying things and things of that nature. Other thing, United has added a new transatlantic flight. The importance of it is it's going to be in 34 cities between European cities, Africa, India, and the Middle East. They are trying to end up targeting new markets so they can continue to increase. If you remember, JetBlue picked up Spirit. You have to fight with American Airlines. You have to fight with Delta. You have to fight with all
Southwest.
of them. So yeah, Southwest. So that's the other one. In America, you're fighting with them, but then United also wants to try and grab a hold of international. So them doing a transatlantic is a pretty good start. Of course, American has those too, but you then have to factor in the laws, regulations, flight costs, terminal costs, all that stuff overseas. And when I took a lot of classes, they explained to you that a lot of these airline companies don't necessarily make a lot of money, aka a shit ton of money. They make a good amount of money. If you look at like what their market valuations are, it's not astronomical. And that's the thing why there's not a lot of players in the space. A lot of times they get bought out or they end up merging going forward. So we'll see what ends up happening, but I just wanted to bring that up to you. And the last one is a former Google ad business lead has created his own startup called NXYZ. It's a Web3 company. Someone has brought this up saying basically that a lot of the different big players in the Web2 space, aka us, like IRL, are moving over into Web3, and they're going to be the big players. So like your Googles, your Facebook, your Microsoft, all of them are going to be the ones that take over the Web3 and like crypto and stuff. So you have to pay attention and get in early so that you're not just getting in after them and then you're not going to make as much money. That's why I talk about it every single week, put it in the newsletters every single week, because these are important stories that you all need to hear. Getting in now, figuring out the plays that are going to be around for a while. Bitcoin, Ethereum will always be here. There are other ones that I'll continue to talk to you about as well. Last thing I want to bring up before we switch it back over to Steven is pay attention to the stock market. The S&P 500 and things are starting to pull back. I believe it'll continue to pull back a little bit more. We are not even close to the end. Just look at what the chart is showing you. Just look at what is happening in the economy. Russia is still doing their stupid shit overseas. Brittany Griner is still over there too. So
Don't say that too loud.
I know.
Don't say that too. We might beep that out real quick when we post it. So let's back up. Let's start over. Let's not say that ever again, because we're gonna go offline in about 10 seconds. Someone heard us. We're gonna go offline soon. So if people don't hear from us next week at all, then we're over there with Brittany Griner. They're trading us for Brittany Griner.
I know they are. So the final thing I wanted to say with that is just pay attention to that is happening geopolitical. That's an important thing. And then also next month we have the midterm elections. But that's everything I got over here. What you got? And I think you got something on.
Yeah. So a colleague of mine, his name is Aurelien. He's from France. And this is this jacket is called the company's called All Dry, AULL-dry, DRY. And he's a surfer. He lives in Michigan. He's a surfer out there, and obviously Michigan weather out there, wintertime, it's crazy. This is a all-weather jacket. It is fleece lining, all-weather, waterproof, material on the outside. It's a ginormous jacket. As you can see, it goes down like basically past my knees. I'm 5'11", 6 feet. It goes past my knees. I'm gonna share my screen remote. Can you let me share the screen, guy?
You should be good.
Jeez, bro. All right. So as you can see, the jacket itself, they only make the jackets. It's not like they t-shirts or anything like that. But you can see like the size of the jacket, kind of what it looks like, all that kind of good stuff. I'll post this link. We'll post the link on the We Got Next Twitter feed and everything, so you guys can check it out. But go check it out. We're gonna try and work out some sponsorship with this company, with All Dry, to try and get some discounts or stuff on the jacket. So I would guarantee that a lot of people listening live in places where from November until the end of February, it's going to be cold as shit. A lot of snow, a lot of rain. So go, check out this website. Again, I'll post it on our Twitter feed and everything. So go check it out. It's made from 100% recycled plastic. You can see it's got, removable sleeves, waterproof, obviously. So it's made for, all sorts of different types of weather. That's my coworker Aurelien, came over from France in 2006. So, like I said, I'll post it. It's awesome. We've been waiting for a potential sponsor. Like I said, it's nothing official yet. I got to talk to him to see work out details and all that kind of good stuff. But I'm hot as shit right now.
I
Like
know. I was gonna say I'm hot
does
for you.
it does the job. And I'm grateful that he brought this up, and I've been talking to him for a couple of weeks now about this, and he said this to me, and everything. So but I'll post the website. Go check it out, and we'll work on something down the road with discounts and try and get that official and have a sponsor. So
Perfect.
that's that's good news.
Yes, it is. So
Good
shout out
news.
Steven and shout out Aurelian. Of course, make sure to go tune into the website. Go look at it. Start picking them up now. It doesn't matter if the discount is there or not. Make sure to go look at the website. Even the click-throughs are a huge thing, especially once we post it. You'll be able to see the correlation between when we posted this and then what their click-through is on the traction on the website. So go look at All Dry. We will definitely be supporters of them, especially because Steven over there look hot as hell, which is a good thing, especially because you don't know what's going to happen with global warming and everything like that.
Yeah.
Who knows?
It's
And with Steven outside at Penn State, he damn sure going to need those.
Yeah,
So.
for sure. And to keep sick from getting my kids and everything, I might buy them one of these to keep them all bundled up and not get sick anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I've been sick for like 2 weeks, bro. Our family's been sick for like 2 weeks. I'm done.
I feel like I get sick just hearing him talk about sickness half the
brutal,
time.
Dude. Brutal.
One thing I wanted to bring up, because Steven said he was hot, and we got to talk about them red hot teams that are in the MLB playoffs right now, which is going on. For starters, I was at an event this weekend, and a lot of them were Mets fans. Of course, I had to give them a shit because you already know the Bronx Bombers are still in it. They are up 1-0. They play again tomorrow. As of the recording this, it's Wednesday, but they'll be playing on Thursday. It's the Yankees Guardians that'll be playing Thursday. I'm going to circle back to the Wednesday games. The other one is the Mariners and Astros. So my big thing that I have in the American League conference finals is probably going to be the Yankees and the Stros. That's just how it always ends up coming out. The other big and funny part about that is the Astros legit just keep winning. It doesn't matter if they cheat, they'll win when they come back. It doesn't matter if they didn't cheat, they're still going to win. They just have the right mechanics on how to end up doing everything over there. So those are my thoughts. The games that are happening tonight, don't really care as much about, but we have the Phillies and the Braves. The Phillies had a great game. I don't watch a ton of baseball, but when I do, I always seem to catch like really good games. So the Phillies, shout out to Bryce Harper for sticking with it over there. The Braves actually were down going into the ninth in the previous game, and they came back. They didn't take the lead or tie, but they did come back. They ended up losing that one 7-6, but that was a good game. And the Padres and the Dodgers, for the simple fact that people don't understand, the Dodgers had 111 wins. That is damn near impossible to have. This was one of those seasons that are going to always be memorable and historical for numerous different reasons. Between like Miguel Cabrera, Albert Pujols, Aaron Judge, and the Dodgers, that's not something you see every single year. Albert Pujols going over 700, Aaron Judge, and I was joking with my brothers because Aaron Judge will never have the record, but he will have the record for non-steroid users. That's the thing that people always talk about. And then when you think about how many and how tough it was for him to get 262, and then you think about what the hell they was doing hitting 70 and just having like a competition 70. And Aaron Judge is doing this on its own, you start to have an appreciation for this. Then you look at everyone else's record in the MLB and you just realize, damn, the Dodgers had 111 wins. I don't think you guys realize that's extremely tough. Only one team in the AL did it, and that was
116 wins with the Mariners, right?
Huh?
I thought even talking about the record.
No,
never
not
mind.
even the record yet.
My bad.
But yeah, 116 was the record. But Houston Astros had 106 this year for the American League. And then in the NL, 2 teams went over 100. That was the Braves, and then that was the Dodgers. Nobody else had 110 plus wins outside of the Dodgers. So big shout out to them. Big shout out to the NL West because they had 3 teams from California all make it. Well, 2 teams from California make it. But they had 3 teams from California with 500 or 500 plus record, which is a big thing for them, having the Dodgers, the Padres, and the Giants all do that. I don't really ever want to talk about the Anaheim or Los Angeles Angels or Anaheim Angels because they just need to get their shit together. Segueing over to the other big thing. So NBA season's around the corner. what are we going to be doing this year that we did last year? Tell them about the challenge.
I got to remember how it's laid out. me and Christian last year. I think you beat me, correct?
Just barely. Yeah,
Barely.
It wasn't by a lot.
Yeah. So the way I formatted it, and I thought of this on the fly as some random fantasy thing, and maybe this year we'll do it for some sort of prize.
Yeah.
A bottle of something or a case of something, whatever. We pick 5 starters. Like you can pick a couple, Durant, LeBron types of guys, but 5 starters.
Like one superstar.
Yeah, like one superstar, the other like mid-tier, almost all-star guys, and then 3 or 2 bench guys that are non-all-star players. And then you pick 2 teams from each conference. No, what was that? Is it 2 teams from each conference? A team that made the playoffs last year, and then a team that did not make the playoffs last year from each conference. And then end of the season, we'll do point totals, not like points per game, but point totals for this 5 starters, 2 bench guys, and then we'll do the records for the 4 teams. So it was pretty it's pretty annoying to like keep up with it because like we both had certain guys that were out like for extended periods of time. Like you had like Durant who was out, but then like when he'd come back, he put up 30 a game. I had LeBron who was out and he would come back and put up 30 a game. You guys like Embiid who would like do well. I had Andre Drummond on my bench who sucked all year.
Oh my God.
We both had I think we both had a Hardaway Jr. from the Mavs. So it was it's not like a real fantasy. It's not like we put money into it. It was just kind of something that we would follow throughout the year. Like the teams, like we both had like damn near identical records with our teams.
We did.
Like it's just how it kind of worked out. But we'll do that next Wednesday or next Tuesday or Thursday, whenever Christian's not traveling with the homies. We'll do that next week. It gives us time to. It doesn't matter if the season's starting or not. Like that's has no impact on it whatsoever. But we'll do that next week. Gives me time because there's a lot of new faces and new places. So
absolutely,
give me time to. I'm definitely picking the Pistons though again, as my team that did not make the playoffs last year. So we'll do that next week. Give us time to look at the rosters, projections, standings, all that kind of good stuff. And of course, Christian's gonna come to me and say, "Can I have this guy? Can I pick this player? Can I pick?"
It'll
this
be
he only averaged this many players this last year, and some lame ass excuse like he did last year, trying to fit 4 all-stars, 4 all NBA players on his team, and it wasn't even like a real thing. And I was pissed off the way you were doing it.
Exactly,
like you tried to fit so many different players. Like, bro, what are you doing? You can't pick Steph, LeBron, KD. You can't pick.
I really
everybody.
did.
But you tried to pick,
and they were all getting injured.
Yeah, and then I was being nice. I let you have one of those guys and ended up biting me in the ass because I forget. I forget who it was, but ended up biting me in the ass because he had a dope second half.
Ja Morant.
Oh yeah, because someone got hurt, and then Dame got hurt, was out, and then you picked up Ja, and I was like, yeah, fine, he won't do that well, and he averaged like 28 a game. So yeah, we give us until next week, and we'll put our teams together, give us some time to look at the rosters and all that kind of good stuff, but. Yeah, we'll do. We'll put something on the table this year. We'll agree on it for both of us. Put something on the table this year, and we'll talk about that next week.
Yeah. So the big thing, what I like about this is, I was in maybe 1 or 2 fantasy basketball leagues. Those shits are tough to focus on every single week, and this just allows us the same enjoyment of watching every single game. But then low key, I'll just sit there and look at the game and be like, God damn, why didn't he have a good game? And you could still get into it and focus on it. But then the records are another thing because it's something that we're doing just the 2 of us. But as we continue the show, other people start to like catch on and be like, oh shit, like that's kind of a cool idea. And then we can almost like add people to it if we want to. And then the goal is for someone else to keep track of all this for us.
Yeah, because that was your boy would be in the first couple of weeks. I was good for the first like month of the season. And then Christian would text me on a Wednesday, be like, yo, you add him up. I'm like, no, I didn't.
No, you didn't.
I'll do it next week. You add him up? No, I didn't. My fault. And it'd be like a month later, point totals go from like 100 to like, 1,000.
Yeah.
My bad. So yeah, once we go through this year, maybe, and we like, iron out the details, like we're consistent with it and we get everything like rules down, like how, like what players you can get or teams you can get, whatever, then we'll make it like an official, we got next fantasy basketball challenge next year and bring in some folks.
Yeah. And that's something that's cool. We can absolutely do that. Then, of course, with the different people I have in the NFT world, it'll be easy to show from a transparency standpoint that like, look, this is what we're doing and everyone can end up seeing, but we'll talk about it every time on the show. We got to go into the big thing because there's been a lot of things that have been happening in the NFL. What are your thoughts on the NFL, but then also thoughts on injuries and how they're handling like concussions and stuff like that? And Cole Beasley saying, I'm done playing.
Well, Cole Beasley is whatever. That's all right, dude. Go ahead and retire. The injuries. Well, first of all, why is Devonte Adams facing charges?
Like, yo, he was just trying to get his bread.
My guy is just in it for the money. He got it.
Yeah.
He said he got whiplash. Like, bro, I saw the replay. I was gonna
text you that.
There's no way in hell you got whiplash and a concussion from all that from that fall. That was a push, but like, come on. Yeah. You know, hospital, whole ass police report, charges. Oh my God, come on, bro.
He looked at that and he said, "Oh, this is dollar signs."
People hate that guy now.
Yeah,
hate him. Not Devonte Adams, the guy who the cameraman.
Yeah.
And there was like a bunch of cameramen, whether they work for the NFL or like local people, putting their 2 cents on Twitter, like, yo, like I've been hit by a ball, I've been run over by players. There is not a single time. And like, there's also been times that they were saying like I've gotten in the guy's face and they push my camera back, or like, bad timing, whatever. It happens all the time.
Yeah. Exactly.
And they're all like, not once has I ever thought about pressing charges or like taking it to the next level. It's just like, it's like the heat of the moment. And if you watch the video, there's multiple angles where Devonte Adams is just like, bro, the way they lost, he's coming off and he's just like, tunnel vision going up through the tunnel literally. And the dude just like zooms in front of his face. Mm-hmm. Like initial human reaction, not just from a football player, but a human reaction is I'm gonna put my hands out and maybe push you. So that guy's whack. I'm sorry, like that's corny as hell, dude. Go join the Phoenix Suns and not all that corny shit. So, injury wise, it's good to see certain players back and get them back healthy. Concussion wise, like there's nothing you can really do though.
No,
that's the thing. And we talked about it a couple weeks ago with the Tua stuff. There's nothing you can really do because, like, the players are going to want to come back. The only thing you can do is just not play football.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like they said Tua is going to come back to practice. First of all, if I see Tua on the field this season, I'm not doing the podcast anymore. That's a lie. That's a lie. But like, you get like I'm done. Like you cannot allow that man. I will write him a letter. I will write him a handwritten letter saying, please don't play football ever again. Because
he can't.
That's just different. Like, it's just different. So, and then Teddy Bridgewater gets knocked out with a concussion. So, I mean, the concussion thing is just nothing you're going to do about it because players are going to play. It's all about the money. It's all about winning. And unless, there's like active people, like I said with Tua, in their circle, holding them back and telling them to not play or forcing them to not play, then they're going to play. So, but shout out to the Giants getting the W over in London, being the Packers. That was a great game. I don't know if you saw that game on Sunday morning, but I'm sure you saw the highlights. But great game. Shout out to Saquon. You Eagles getting the dub again. Got that primetime slot on Sunday night. So
that'll be a test.
That's be a dope.
Probably their first.
It's at home though. I mean, is it still Lincoln Financial Field?
Yeah.
Right. I don't know. All these.
They keep changing it.
Yeah. So I don't know what it is anymore. But yeah, the link is gonna be rolling. So
tickets, the cheapest ticket is over $250. I saw.
Bro, speaking of tickets, real quick.
Them London tickets.
Huh?
Oh, keep going.
Oh, those are outrageous too. I looked up tickets for the Alabama-Tennessee game on Saturday. I looked up the most expensive tickets. If you buy 2 of those plus service fees on SeatGeek, $13,000. $5,100 for good seats at the Tennessee-Bama game still. So if y'all want to go pay top dollar for a good SEC game and pay service fees on SeatGeek, it is $13,000. So go for it.
How do people even get those tickets?
Bro, I would only pay that for a national title game. I wouldn't pay that for Penn State, Ohio State if it was number 1 versus number 2.
No.
Okay, that's also a lie. I probably would, but
Of course.
regardless. But yeah, I mean, take it. No, and those service charges are
They add up.
stupid,
Those things.
bro.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Yes.
I got when I bought tickets for the Penn State-Michigan game for me and BJ, 170 a piece for the tickets. Whatever. Should have bought them a long time ago.
Good. Yeah.
63 bones per ticket for service charges. It was a $450 purchase, which is like nothing compared to, a couple grand or whatever you pay for NFL games. But I'm like, golly, man, like, are you kidding me?
That's a lot. Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I'm glad you brought that up because before we go into the game picks, I did want to say I was at Matchbox. I normally go there like for brunch with like some friends, and then we'll end up watching college football games. Why? Because not a lot of people go there to watch college football games, so we can watch whatever we want. And it was Tennessee playing. I don't know why I forget who they played, but Hooker.
Saturday?
On Saturday.
LSU.
Yes, that's who it was. Hooker can throw some passes that people don't understand what he can throw. And what pissed me off is it was like a post route on the side. And Hooker threw a dime there. And we were comparing it to when Russell Wilson missed Jerry Jeudy. Same exact way. And it's one of those things of people don't realize because they focus on CJ Stroud and Bryce Young a lot. Hooker has an arm, and that offense is like ranked in the top 5.
This is a Heisman game for him. And
yes.
It's at home. You got the number 3 team in the country right now. They're kind of railing because I don't know if Bryce Young is going to be playing on Saturday. But it's 3:30 CBS. Game day is going to be there. Neyland Stadium is going to be fucking rocking. I can only imagine what that's going to be like. The only thing better is if it was a night game. But great opportunity. Yeah. Sorry, boys, your boys losing it tonight. But it's going to be it's a Heisman game for him for sure. Absolutely, easily. Statement game. Absolutely.
So that's the big thing I wanted to bring up because Hooker is someone you guys should pay attention to. If you remember. Another solid stud that came out of Tennessee not too long ago that kind of fell a smidge under the radar, Alvin Kamara. And look what he ended up doing in the league when he got there. So just going into game picks, just going off of the Kamara thing, not a great game on Thursday Night Football, but it'll have to do for us. But Commanders and Bears, who you have?
I'm not picking. I skip. I'll go. Oh God, I don't even know what to do about that.
That's a bad game.
I'll go. Where's it at?
I think it's Chicago.
I'll go Bears. Only because of that. You think you think Herbstreit and Al Michaels are probably like, what the hell, man?
They can do so much more.
Games. Last week was brutal. They cannot be anywhere near as bad as last week.
No, that was pretty bad.
Maybe, but
it might be there. I have the under that I believe both teams are not going to score more than like 42 points.
No way.
I put in a couple of bets in there. That's not the over-under what they have on like sports books and stuff. That's my over-under. I really don't think the Commanders are going to score more than 22 points. I don't think the Bears are going to score more than 20 points. If they do, I'm going to be surprised, but I don't know who the hell is going to put up the points because clearly ain't nobody want to score. And Carson Wentz is clearly on his last legs with teams in the NFL. Going into the next one, 49ers, Falcons.
49ers, that defense is real.
49ers for me as well. The Falcons are going to be another team that's looking for a quarterback after this year, probably. Patriots and Browns.
I'll go Pats. So depends on who the quarterback is. Is that Zippy Zappy? Whatever his name is?
I know. Zappy might be there.
All right.
I'm going with the Browns because of Nick Chubb. People sleep on strictly running backs. He doesn't do a lot of pass catching, but Nick Chubb is legit. Amari Cooper, if he continues this, he's going to do pretty well as well, especially whenever you know who comes back. Jets, Packers.
I'm going the Jets, Jets.
Oh my God.
I think they're this is it. This is when they start to rise. They're going to get a couple of these games a year where they win a game they're not supposed to. And I'm going to be on the bandwagon. But I think this is one of those games. In Green Bay, Packers coming off of not bad loss against the Giants, but tough loss against the Giants. So I'm gonna go with the Jets.
So I got the Packers in that one. Next one is Jags Colts.
Ugh, Jags.
Yeah, it's not a pretty one, but I got the Jags too. The only asterisk I have with this is if Jonathan Taylor is playing or not. Yeah. But Vikings Dolphins.
Vikings. I have no idea who the quarterback is for the Dolphins.
So it's going to be, I think, Skylar Thompson. Don't know who it is, but Vikings are doing really good this year.
Sleeper.
Much better. Yeah. A big sleeper. Another thing you guys need to pay attention to is they're kind of doing a two-headed monster in the backfield now. It's not really just strictly Dalvin Cook anymore. Alexander Madison has been putting in work back there too. Going to the next game, Bengals Saints.
I'm going Joey B, going with the Bengals.
I have the Bengals as well. I don't really have any trust in the Saints. They're going to be another team that's looking for a quarterback. Ravens, Giants.
Going with the G-Men. Looking good. That was a statement win for them. I mean, we didn't know, they were 3-1, didn't know what they were all about. And I think that fucking Daniel Jones, dude, I would give him my entire body because he was taking some hits. My man was struggling out there, but he fought through that one. So I'm going with the Giants. And I just hate Baltimore. So
oh my God. So you know who I'm choosing. Yep. There's no need to say. So Bucs Steelers.
I'm not even gonna go there. Not even gonna go there. Let's go first pick. First pick for the Steelers. Let's go.
So I got the Bucs. Panthers, Rams.
Ugh.
This is an easy one because one team just is not good. They just fired their head coach.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Rams. The Rams can't lose at home to the Panthers.
They can't do that. A good game that people aren't going to realize for scoring, Cardinals Seahawks.
Dude, that first one to 50 is going to win that game.
I think so.
I'm going Seattle, up in Seattle. And Geno Smith is balling.
He is, and that's the big thing. I'm looking forward to seeing what Geno ends up doing. He's playing like he wants to be in the league. Bills Chiefs.
Man, in Kansas City.
This is a big game too.
Whew, I'm going with the Bills. I think this is their year. I know, I'm guessing you're picking the Bills too, but I'm going with the
easy one.
I'm going with the Bills. I think this is their year. Josh Allen is playing at the MVP level right now.
Yeah. Cowboys Eagles.
I'm going with I'm going with the Eagles. I think.
God.
You going with the Cowboys?
As much as I don't want to, I'm going with the Eagles.
Yeah.
They have 3 games coming up that I feel are one of their losses. They're not going undefeated for anyone out there that believed it, but Cowboys are one of the teams that they might lose to. Broncos, Chargers.
Bronco Nation, let's ride.
Oh, my God.
I'm always picking the Broncos because of that. I don't care who they're playing.
Oh, my God.
I'm picking Broncos. Bronco Nation, let's ride.
I got the Chargers. What you got for everyone?
Pumped for this weekend, dude. It's one of those weekends that I'm looking forward to. I've been planning it for a while. It's finally here. 6-0 Michigan, 5-0 Penn State in the big house. They're honoring the 97 national title team, honoring Charles Woodson. Michael Phelps is the honorary captain. Wow. They're doing a ton of shit. This is the biggest home game of the year because Ohio State's on the road this year. So this is the biggest home game of the year for Michigan. So they're doing a whole lot, and it would suck if the boys went in there and came away with a W after all
That'd
that.
Be wild.
So hopefully I'll definitely have some good stories. Win or lose, I'll have some great stories, but if we win, next week's stories will be even better. So just pumped for that. Looking forward to it.
Yeah. So same here. I'll be out. So Steve and I will have a lot of stories come next week. The other thing I had to do is say shout out to Theo. It's a wedding planner I met over the weekend at the different events I went to. And then just looking forward to next week and seeing what we got to do. Other than that, good luck this weekend. Buen viaje. We out.
Peace.